Agriculture. Agriculture is under PAS 41. So, basic terminologies that we need to know regarding sa agriculture: biological assets, living animals and plants. Agricultural produce, harvested product na nanggaling doon sa biological asset. Agricultural activity, management of the biological transformation and harvest. For example, ang seed, itinanim natin ito, and then araw-araw natin itiniligan, then nagkaroon ng biological transformation, ito ay naging plant, and then nagkaroon ng harvest. So, merong agricultural activity na nangyari. Next, bearer plant, used in production or supply of agricultural produce. More than one period ang paggagamitan ng bearer plant, and remote likelihood of being sold. So, ang examples nito is mango trees, apple trees, dahil, diba, more than 1 year or every year lang nagpo-produce ng mangoes ang mango tree. So, nagagamit natin yung mangoes na yun para maibenta. So, yung mangoes ay agricultural produce, and the mango tree is the bearer plant. More than one period. And there is a remote likelihood na mabibenta yung bearer plant. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng remote? Sobrang maliit lang na chance. As in, sobrang liit na posibleng hindi na maibenta. Next, biological asset. Paano ba natin masasabi na ang asset na meron ng isang company ay biological asset? Una, there should be an agricultural activity. Agricultural activity again, there is a management of the biological transformation and harvest. Next, kailan natin i-recognize ang biological asset? Una, dapat meron tayong control as a result of past event. Next, probable future economic benefits will flow to the entity. And lastly, the cost of the biological asset can be measured reliably. So, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon ang assets in agriculture. It doesn't mean na lahat ng kapag assets in agriculture, i-recognize na natin under PAS 41. But, sabi sa standard, hinati ito sa tatlo. Biological asset. Sa under biological asset, pwede ito maging consumable and bearer. Under consumable, ibig sabihin after itong biological asset na ito is gagamitin natin agad, either ibebenta agad or i-convert na natin sa iba pang materials. Consumable, PAS 41 agriculture ang gagamitin natin sa pag-recognize. But if it's a bearer, kapag bearer animals, PAS 41 agriculture. But if bearer plants, PAS 16 PPE, i-recognize natin ang bearer plants as property, plant, and equipment. But kapag ang bearer plants ay for dual use, ibig sabihin pwedeng consumable, pwedeng bearer plants, at the same time, i-recognize natin ito as PAS 41 agriculture or biological asset. Next, agricultural produce, ang nakuha nating product from the biological asset. PAS 41, agriculture at point of harvest. After na ma-harvest, i-recognize na natin siya under PAS 2, inventories after harvest. Tandaan, kapag na-harvest ng agricultural produce, PAS 41 muna, then right after, magiging inventories na. Next, agricultural land, PAS 16, property, plant, and equipment. Minsan, ang biological asset ay naka-place sa land or madalas. But, ang land na pinupwestuhan ng biological asset should not be recognized under the PAS 41 agriculture. Dapat natin i-recognize pa rin ito as property, plant, and equipment. Next, punta naman tayo sa measurement ng mga biological assets. Always remember, any gain or loss should be included in profit or loss. So, measurement ng biological assets under PAS 41. First, biological asset should be recognized fair value minus cost of disposal equals initial measurement ng ating biological asset. Next, agricultural produce harvested. Pansinin ninyo, harvested, fair value minus cost of disposal para makuha natin ang initial measurement at point of harvest. Diba sinabi ko kanina, at point of harvest, past 41 pa ang gagamitin natin. But after the harvest, kailangan na natin siyang i-recognize sa inventories at lower of cost and net realizable in value. Remember na ang inventories ay laging minimeasure sa lower of cost and net realizable value. Next, agricultural produce growing on bearer plants. Yung mga hindi pa na-harvest doon sa bearer plants, kailangan natin siyang i-recognize under past 41. Natatandaan ninyo, ang bearer plants ay under PPE or past 16. Pero habang yung bunga or yung fruits ng bearer plants ay nandoon pa sa puno at hindi pa yun na-harvest, i-recognize na natin yun as fair value minus cost of disposal para makuha ang initial measurement. But once this is harvested, ito na ang gagamitin natin. Lower of cost and net realizable value. Next, punta naman tayo sa bearer plants. Under past 16 na natin i-recognize ang bearer plants. So, before maturity, i-recognize natin iyon at accumulated cost. At the same lang kapag kung paano natin i-record ang property, plant, and equipment if sariling gawa ng entity yung property, plant, and equipment. Lahat ng accumulated cost is recognized. But kapag matured na ang bearer plants, i-recognize natin ito or i-record natin ito using either cost model or evaluation model. But either of the two, kahit alin dito, i-depreciate natin on a systematic basis over the useful life ang bearer plants. Tandaan, ang bearer plants should be depreciated. Ano ba yung useful life ng bearer plants? Yun yung life or time span kung saan magpo-produce pa siya ng fruits. Okay? So, paano naman pala yung mga animals? 'Di ba? Sinabi dito na kapag bearer animals, past 41 agriculture. Pero kapag itong animals na ito, it doesn't matter if it is a bearer animal, pero pag ginamit natin ito sa recreational activities such as zoo or any amusement parks, magfo-fall under na siya as property, plant, and equipment at hindi na under past 41 agriculture. So, sinabi ko rin kanina na ang gain or loss included in profit and loss. Remember, when it comes to biological asset, most of the time, ang gain or loss is kapag yung, kunyari, yung animals is nanganak, nagkaroon na siya ng bagong animals, magiging gain iyon sa biological asset na meron tayo dahil tumaas or mas dumami yung biological asset na meron tayo.